Good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. Today you have the Rhino. We're looking at this beer right here. This is Amsterdam's Autumn Hop. It's a wet hop ale. Bang! I can't read shit on this can. Under this light, I'm just more blind than usual. 5.6% alcohol, and that's all I'm going to be able to read. Yeah, it's a harvest ale. It's not the harvest. I did buy this a while ago and just sat on it. It's January now, January 8th. So this is probably about 3 months old. Yeah. Got my little water goblets here that I'm going to start using as sample glass. I've been washing these down here, and as you know, they don't dry the greatest, so there's usually some watermarks, but the last wash, I didn't actually use a bottle brush, so there was a lot of watermarks on them. Let's see how this cup did. The last cup I did, there was lots of marks on it from not using the bottle brush, and yeah, this one is the same. So the reason I didn't use the bottle brush, which I started using again, and the only reason I explain this story a second time is because you never know what order I'm posting in, is my kids took the bottle brush upstairs while on my wife's watch, and they cleaned the toilet with it. So I'm not using the bottle brush anymore, and I thought, you know what, one wash without the bottle brush should be fine. Apparently it wasn't. So I'll go to the dollar store tomorrow. I gotta buy another one anyway, because they found the one that was for the baby as well and use that to clean stuff. So I need to get a new bottle brush. But this is a perfect size glass, and it's a stemware glass, so I mean, it isn't actually going to add anything because there's no invert, or there's no inner or exterior curvature of the top of this, but it's the perfect size and it looks good. So I mean, I have 3 of these, and that'll just look good as a review glass for 3 people. A little bit of haze. Probably going to be a little hazier as we get through it. Golden color. There was bright white head. A little bit of snap crackle pop. Very resiny. You get that pine oil and grapefruit oil and just like the oils coming out of the skin, the zest of a grapefruit and of a lemon, as well as pininess and just that resiny bitterness. It's like fresh hops all around, so kind of floral too, since, you know, a hop is a flower. It just has that tiny touch of floralness, and I don't mean it smells like a flower because a hop is a flower, which is what I said, but that's not exactly what I meant. More so, it just kind of has that slight floral note to it, that little bit of pollen note to it. Let's try. Cheers. It's your average North American wet hop ale. I mean, it's your average pale ale wet hopped. It's your average harvest ale wet hopped. It's kind of syrupy, kind of sweet, bitter back end, little medicinal, very piney. Almost biscuity on the finish. The hop profile isn't really what I care for. Just syrupy sweet with that medicinal piney resininess. Not really what I like, but actually it's not overpowering. It doesn't overpower the palate, so I could drink it. I actually don't have a problem with this. When I smelt it, I thought I would. When I took my first sip, I thought I would. But drinking it, it's not as bad as I personally thought it was going to be. That's an acceptable beer. That's an acceptable beer. Do I find it to be anything groundbreaking? No. Do I think it's something that I would personally buy another can of? Truthfully, no. But do I think it's a bad beer that I would stay away from? Again, no. I think if somebody was coming over to watch a game or a movie or play some video games or something, he brought over a couple of these, I would be perfectly fine drinking them. I wouldn't complain at all. I wouldn't him or haw. I wouldn't chirp them. I wouldn't do any of that. I'd be like, hey, thanks for bringing some beer. For the most part, I would say, hey, thanks for bringing some beer, no matter what beer you brought. But you might get a little chirping if it's something like, say, Old Milwaukee or Buzz Millennium beer. I hate that beer. I'll drink it because I'm 300 pounds Irish and I like to drink. So I'll drink it if you brought it over, but you would get chirped. This, you brought it over, I wouldn't chirp you. I'd just say thanks. And I'd sit down and I'd share a bunch of them with you. Do I care for it, though, personally? No, and that's okay. I didn't swallow that part properly. Out of 10? A 6. Again, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not really for me. I just don't like the hop profile on it. And the hop profile is the biggest part of a wet hop ale. So there's nothing wrong with it. It's not offensive. It doesn't have any flaws. It's just not for me. Thank you guys. Bye.